Okay, so it's Monday, and as always on Mondays we're going to announce the winner of last week's giveaway, and we have the new giveaway from today until next Monday. So last week on the brown themed inventory, I gave away a stat track M4A4 Edgelord in battle condition, as this turned into like bronze brownish. And the winner will be right here. So congrats to you, man. I will contact you right away and make sure you get your info. Then for this week's giveaway, as we're going to do the white themed inventory today, I'm going to give away a Desert Eagle Maker Industries in filters condition. All you have to do to enter the giveaway is to subscribe to my channel, like the video, and then comment down below your favorite white themed skin from this video. And yeah, good luck with the giveaway. I will announce the winner of this one on next Monday with the new weekly giveaway as well. So yeah, let's get straight into the video. Today's video is sponsored by SkinsMonkey, and SkinsMonkey is a new easy to use trading website. After putting in your trade URL, you just have to press the skins on the left side in your inventory you want to trade. Then on the right side you can choose any skin of your liking you want to receive. If you should be short on money to do your trade, you can press the top up balance right here in your inventory. Use my code HARTWICH to get an extra 5%. You can also use the code to get $5 for free. Just trade $100 to make the most of it. The link will be in the description. Okay, so it's Monday, which means we're going to do a budget themed inventory video. As always, we have done that for the last few months every Monday. And today we have come to the white themed inventory. Last week we did a brown themed inventory. And yeah, we're going to look at a lot of white skins. I actually found out, I just want to say this at the beginning, that a lot of white skins is really expensive if you want some clean ones. So a lot of them is actually like some type of white, or like have some gray, black to it, a little bit of mix of colors. So and all of them is being mainly white. But after I've been through all the colors for budget themed inventories, I will do like a completely themed inventory for white, red, go through all the colors again and make like for like a higher budget or like any budget as well. And you will have some better options there, but I found all the best options I could on a budget themed inventory. So if you are on a budget, want some white skins, this is definitely the video for you. So let's just get into it. Okay, so as always, we're going to start off with the knife and glove combo. This is a little bit more expensive compared to other combos we have had with other colors. And also I found out white is extremely expensive for inventory to do to get some clean white skins. And yeah, but the gloves we have is the driving glove Snow Leopard, and then the knife is a husband knife stained. The stained I personally like because it's cheaper than the Damascus steel, which is another option you can go with for white themed inventory, but also because in the lighting, when you have it here and it's bright, which most map does have some outside where you have the sun going down on your skin and it will brighten up. This one looks pretty nice. And yeah, but this combo is around $400, and usually I go for around $300 for a knife glove combo, but white is just in general a really expensive color to do, and you will see that for some of the skins as well, because most of them have some gray, some black, and some different type of colors to it. I've tried to use the most skins that doesn't have like too many other colors than white, and have some more maybe gray and black to it if they have other colors. But whenever I have been through all the skins for budget themed inventory, I will make sure to make a complete inventory, and then you have a lot more options here if you have a higher budget, but this is for a lower budget. But this one, the gloves in battle scar condition, $265, and the huntsman knife stained in minimal wear condition would be $165. Then moving on to the AK, we have two options here. The first one, which is the one I like the most personally, is the AK Headshot. This does have a lot of colors to it compared to some other skins and other than the white, and also the colors changes a little bit depending on the angle you're looking at the gun whenever you inspect it or playing with it like this, shooting with it. But it goes really well because the text or the graffiti itself is a little bit of gray, but mainly white, completely white. And for that reason, I think this is a great option, and also not the most expensive one compared to other covert skins, and definitely for AK, that's a covert skin. Because this one in World 1 condition, which is alright, you can buy for $5.95. And then the other option, which is the frontside Misty, this of course have a lot more blue to it, a lot more black, or some other colors, but still have a decent amount of white. But this one also goes really hard with the gloves, because the gloves is a snow leopard gloves, which have the like snow leopard dots on it, you know, from the animal of course. And the frontside Misty, at least for me, gives the same type of vibe to it, and therefore I think they fit really well together, even though the frontside Misty is, you know, some more colors than just white. But yeah, it goes really well. It is more expensive than the headshot at $10.70 in field tested condition, which is also one of the reasons why I would recommend the headshot. For me, that is a better option, but I wanted you to have two options to go for. Then to the AVP, we have AVP a lot of people actually hate, but it's a great AVP when you're on a budget, and definitely for a wide inventory, because this one is the AVP Warm Guard, and in minimal wear condition, this one is only $1.25, so a really cheap AVP, and for that price I think it's a decent AVP, even though a lot of people hate it. But I do also have another option for you, which is a little bit more expensive, but can look really good. So the other option I have for you is the AVP Pop AVP, and this one is in well-worn condition. That's because this one actually usually have a lot of bright colors to it. As you can see, there is like purple, pink, red, blue, a lot of different colors, and then black and white. And this one in well-worn, as this gets more scratchy, most of the bright colors go away, and you will be, you know, have more focus on the white one. So actually the better condition this one is, the more bright colors there is to it. And then the worse condition is, or like a higher float it is, the more like scratchy white will be on the AVP, which is the reason why I chose this one in well-worn condition. And in well-worn, this one is $3.65, so that's definitely not that bad. I mean, $3.65 for AVP skin, even on a budget, is pretty doable. So yeah, you have two options here. Now to the M4A1S, we have the M4A1S Mecha Industries. This is a little bit expensive, but it's the best I could find for a white M4A1S skin. We also have the Prince Dream of course, but that's really expensive. But you can grab this one in Balsgard for $15.35, and Balsgard isn't too bad, because this one doesn't you know, get scratchy and lose the skin itself on it, like it doesn't scratch off, but this one just gets like a little bit darker in the colors when it is in a high float, so you just have like a more like dark white, I could say, color to it than a extremely bright white color. But I would say it's alright, and it still fits really well with the gloves and the white theme. So $15.35 for this one in Balsgard condition. Now to the M4A4, we have the Urban DD pad. This one is extremely cheap, and therefore one of the best options. As you can see, and we will have more Urban DD pad options here in this video. This one is of course a lot of gray. It is gray, white and black. And yeah, that's because I couldn't really find any, I don't think we have any white M4s. I think the best you could do for white M4 is the Asimov, and again that's really expensive, so when you're on a budget there will be a lot of like skins where I have to go on a compromise and, you know, have to find something that has white on it but also have some other colors to it. But I think with the snow leopard gloves, as they also have this black leopard dots on it, something like an Urban DD pad is a great option, because they are cheap and they fit well with the gloves being both white but also have this like black gray to it that fits with the gloves as well. So this one is a great option here. Then to the AUG we have the Arctic Wolf, and this one in field test condition is $1.30, which is pretty alright for AUGs. Some people use this, others don't, and if you use the skin, it is one of the main weapons you're going to use, maybe instead of an M4. So $1.30 for AUG skin is pretty doable, and this one looks really great. Again, we have a little bit of gray and black to it, but mainly this one is a lot white whenever you're using like this and just holding it and shooting with it. But whenever you inspect it, you will of course be able to see some of the gray and black. But I really like this one actually. I mean, $1.30 is really doable for most people on the budget, and it looks amazing. Then for the SG we have the Damascus Steel. I'm probably also going to use this one for the grey inventory. I will do a grey inventory next week, but it's the best I could find. For the SG, we do have SG Hypnotic, which is definitely more white, but that's a quite expensive one compared to this one, because the Damascus Steel is in factory new condition, only $1. And the Hypnotic, I think last time I checked it, is at least something like $15, $20, and that's a lot for SG skin whenever you're on a budget. But if you have that money for SG, you could check out the Hypnotic. It does have some black to it as well. It's black and white, but similar to the Deagle Hypnotic, if you know that one, from the weapon case. But other than that, you should go for the Damascus Steel. It looks really great still. Then to the FAMAS, we have another Mecha Industry, just like the M4A1S. We have a FAMAS Mecha Industries. This one is one of my favorite skins as well for this inventory, because Mecha Industries for me is a really great skin on guns, and definitely when you're looking for white skins. And this is a really cheap option. Actually, compared to what you get, it's still a little bit pricey. It's not like cheap, but this one in field tested condition is $2.50, which I think is great. The FAMAS is not the skin you're going to use the most, but you're going to use it sometimes when you're going to buy up, like you buy eco or something, or don't really have the money for info and your team still buys, you grab a FAMAS. So this one for $2.50 for me is a really great option. Then to the Galil, we have a Galil Tuxedo, and this one in mineral condition is 70 cents, so really durable, looks really great. Of course has some black to it as well, but the main part of the gun and the body itself is completely white, which looks really great, and the little bit black to it on the lower parts of the gun doesn't do that much, because that as well still goes well with the gloves. And this one is really great. We also have the Galil Cami, which is an option as well, but it is a little bit more expensive than this one, but I don't think it's like really expensive, but it's probably something like $3, $4, $5, which is still quite a bit more compared to this one at 70 cents. Then we have the SSG Auto Scout Detour, I think you pronounce it, Detour, I think so. But this one you can grab in souvenir, because I don't think the souvenir skins do too much with the stickers, like give it like ruin the stickers, or like ruin the skin with the stickers. And this one is the best option for a white scout. This one looks amazing in my opinion. I really like this one, but in non-souvenir, and this one is the first out of, I think we have 3 skins that's souvenir in this video, because some skins from old collections is really expensive without souvenir, like just normal, because you can use them for trade-ups for older skins, and therefore they are used as fillers and are just more expensive because they're rare and used for fillers, right? But in souvenir, you cannot use souvenir skins for any trade-ups, so therefore the lower rarity skins from older collection are really cheap in souvenir. So this one in field test condition is $2.40. In souvenir, if you don't like the stickers, who cares, just scrape them off. It's not like a big deal, I guess, if you don't like the stickers, but other than that, you could just keep them on. That would probably make it easier for you to sell it at some point. But this one in like non-souvenir is at least, I think it was $20, $25 or something. So some skins are really cheap in souvenir, and you could sometimes save a lot of money on buying them in souvenir. Then to the first auto sniper, this one is, yeah, it was really hard to find auto sniper for the Scar 20, which was completely white. It does have some like gray black to it, but then the like white, I don't even know what to call it, like claw things, like there have been some like tiger or something scratching the gun, you know. That looks pretty alright, but of course not the best one. But that wasn't because, you know, we have a better option for a more expensive one. There just aren't really any good options, I would say, for a Scar 20 in for white themed. But the other auto sniper I have, the G3 SD1, the one for the T side, is a great option. But the tone here in middleware condition is 60 cents, so still pretty doable, and it does have some white on it, and the other colors is pretty bright and goes pretty alright with white as well. And now to the other auto sniper. This one looks so good, man. This is really great option, and really cheap. It's one of the cheapest skins in this video, at the same price as I think 1 or 2 other skins, because this is going to shock you probably, but this one is 1 cent. It's 1 cent. On buff is like 0.08 yang, or Yeah, ooh, is it Yang? No, it's not Yang. It's, I don't know how to pronounce it, right? But the money they use on buff, I can't remember how you pronounce it, but it's, I think it's around 1 to 7, right? So like 7 RMB is what it called on buff. It's like $1, and this one is 0.08 RMB on buff. So it's like 1 cent in cash price. So probably the lowest you will price something on Steam Market is 3 cents, right? To get 1 cent. Under that, you won't get anything. So probably grab this one on Steam Market for 3 cents. And to be honest, this one looks fucking great with these gloves. I'm sorry, but it fits so well. This looks amazing. Then to the pistols, and the first pistol we have is the Deagle. We have the Deagle Mecha Industries, the third Mecha Industries skins. But there is also, if you don't like this one, there is a Urban DD pad Deagle as well, which is pretty cheap, just like the other DD pad skins we have been looking on. But the Mecha Industries here, in my opinion, looks really well and goes really well with the white theme. And this one in field test condition is $3.50, which I mean $3.50 for a deal skin. That's doable, I would say, on a budget. And yeah, it looks really, really great. And then to the USP, this one is of course a lot of black and not so much white. Of course, it looks pretty much like a default USP, right, with some white on it. It is the ticket to hell from the Dreams Nightmare collection, but it looks decent for the price because this one in middleware condition is 55 cents. Whenever you get a higher budget, there will be a greater option for the USP. There is 2 options that is a little bit more expensive. One being the whiteout, which you can grab for an alright price, something like 10-15 euros dollars. But that would be in one of the more, yeah, you know, not so good condition, worse conditions, and that would be a lot of scratchy to look at. But there is also one, I can't even remember the name right now, from one of the older conditions that is one of the older collection that is a little bit pricey as well. So we got 2 more options if you have a higher budget, but this one is definitely pretty well for the price at 55 cents. Then for the Glock, I chose from the Kilowatt collection actually the Glock Block 18, and this one in field tested is 85 cents. So under $1 for a Glock is really great. It does have a lot of white, like Lego to it. Yeah, I guess blocks, but it's Lego, right? Which goes well. I like this with the gloves. And also, I think it's great. It's like only white, but has some more contrast and some more colors to it. Because sometimes one color is too clean, you know. I need some more colors. But also there isn't like any like complete white Glocks. If you should go for something else, then if you have a high budget, it's something like a Glock Franklin. But that's from the, I think it's the Havoc collection, which is the one where you can get, if I'm not mistaken, the AK X-Ray. So it is a bit expensive, but this one will definitely do on a budget at only 85 cents. Then to the P2000, this one is probably the skin I hate the most. I really don't like the skin. It looks, yeah, in my opinion, extremely bad. But there aren't, if you use the P2000, it's really hard to find any white skins for it. I couldn't find anything. This was what was definitely the best I could find. It is like this light green to it on top of the white with some blue dots. It just looks really weird, and it's not really my type of skins, but it is only in middleware condition. It is called the Granite Marbleized, and in middleware condition is only 5 cents. So if you use the P2000, it's a really cheap skin, but also in my opinion yeah, and that's a great looking one. So you could maybe try find something that's more like black to it, or gray, something like the P2000 from the Breakout collection. I can't remember the name, Inve or something like that, INVA. Yeah, I can't remember the complete name, but there is a P2000 in the Breakout collection, and there might be a better option. There's like half black and half white, so you could try ahead and look at that one. And now to the P250, we have a Franklin skin here. We also have a P250 Franklin, just like the Glock 18 Franklin I mentioned before. So this one is, yeah, pretty much looking similar to the Glock. So you could get an idea of how that look. This one is a lot cheaper, as this one in middleware condition is 70 cents. It's just a filler trade up collection. It's no one wants, and yeah, being 70 cents in middleware condition, this looks really great. But I do have another option for you for the P250. So the other option I wanted to give you is the Asimov, as Asimov skins is orange, black and white, have a lot of black and white to it, and then the outlines being orange, and therefore I thought this could go well as well with the gloves and the white themes. In this, they are of course white, and the gloves have a little bit of black to it as well with the dots. And it's not that expensive compared to other Asimov skins, as this one in field tested condition is $2.40. I personally think the Franklin looks better, but I wanted to give you both options. Now to the 5.7 we have the 5.7 Cami, which is a pattern based skin. It's really different what you get on it. You can see I got a little figure, a little man, and some Japanese, Chinese. I have no clue about the difference on their like languages, because yeah, I can't talk or write any of them, but some sort of Asian text on it as well I can see. But there is a lot of different patterns to it, and you can get a lot of like cool ones. There is one specific pattern a lot of people want, which is the P pattern, where you get a little, you know, thing on the back and that goes for a lot of money, but you can grab this one in minimum wear condition for only $1.10. So for that price, this one is a great option for 5.7, and I personally really like pattern based skins. It makes them way more personal whenever you choose to go for a specific pattern on the skin. Then for the R8 revolver we have the bone mask. This one is another skin I personally don't really like. It's a little bit similar to the Scar-20, I would say. Torn, I think it was called, yeah. And this one is, but at least, because if you use the R8, most people don't, you could maybe find one that's probably just grey. I know there is R8 that's completely grey and then have like a blue, light blue handle. You can go for something like that just to make it a lot more cleaner to look at, where grey would do a pretty amazing job, to be honest. But this one, at least the bone mask here in minimum wear condition, is just like the Auto Sniper on T-side, 1 cent. So this one is like 0.07 RMB on buff. And yeah, that's equal to 1 cent. So R8 for 1 cent, that's pretty great if you decide to use it. Then for the Tech 9 we have another Urban DD pad skin, and the third skin that is extremely cheap, because this one, just like the R8 and what was it? I can't remember the other skin. Yeah, yeah, it's the R8 and then the Auto Sniper, of course, the G3 SG1. But this one is as well 1 cent, so around 7 RMB on buff, you know, for the cash price. And yeah, 1 cent you could grab this one for. So those 3 skins, you should be able to just go ahead on the Steam market and grab them for like 3 cents or something, which is quite amazing for something like this, because this one fits really well with the gloves. Then for the dual Berettas, this one was a really hard one, as I couldn't find any like completely white dual Berettas. I don't think we have any, to be honest. But this one is called Dual Berettas Heist, and in Factory New this one is 70 cents, and it looks pretty alright. It's of course not like completely white, it's more like a little like bright green and then some gray white to it, but looks pretty well since they are really bright in the coloring of that like light green. And yeah, it's pretty much the best option you can go for dual Berettas, and 70 cents for a factory new condition is not too bad. And then if you use the C set, you can get a really nice C set, because here we also have a C set tuxedo, just like the Galil tuxedo. This one is also pretty doable price wise, as this one in minimum wear condition is 65 cents, and 65 cents for this one I would say it's pretty great. It's white on the top, then the lower part is black, just like the Galil, and the white part looks really clean. So I really like this one, 65 cents. Then for the MP9, we have the MP9 Airlock, which is a classified skin. Oh, I didn't mean to change it up. A classified skin, yeah, so a pink skin. And it's really cheap actually. The airlock in field tested is $1.75, which I think is really great, as the MP9 on CT side is probably the one of the SMGs you're going to use the most on eco rounds. I personally use it a lot. So $1.75 for a great looking MP9 for your budget inventory is pretty great. I mean, pretty doable, right? That's not too bad. Then we have another Urban DD pet skin, being the Mac 10. This one is souvenir as well, just like the other souvenir skin, the Scout. This one is way cheaper in souvenir, as this one is from an older collection, used for trade-ups. And I think if you buy this non-souvenir, it's like $10, something crazy. Okay, maybe not 10, but at least $5, right? And compared to the price of this in souvenir being 5 cents, that's a pretty big difference, which is the reason why some skins you want to just grab in souvenir, and it still looks pretty great. And you can always, I mean, usually I wouldn't recommend scraping off, you know, stickers on a souvenir weapon, but when we're talking about a skin that's 5 cents, if you don't like the stickers, just scrape them off, and you have the same skin as it was a non-souvenir for a lot cheaper. Now to the UMP, we have the UMP Labyrinth, which is from the Breakout collection, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and a really cheap UMP. Looks really great, to be honest. One of the better skins, I think, because it has some contrast to it with some other colors without, you know, being one of the dominating colors to it, where the white is still the most dominant color on this skin. And this one is in field tested condition, is only 7 cents, so a really cheap skin here. Now to the P90, we have the third and I think last souvenir skin. This one is the P90 Thematic, and in field tested condition, this one is 50 cents. Really cheap, I would say, for what you get. Once again, always scrape the stickers off when we're talking about you know, a skin for this price, where it doesn't really matter too much. But this one in like a non-souvenir is again like 10, 15, 20 euros or something crazy. So grab this one in middle, I was about to say, in souvenir, in field tested, and it will look pretty alright, or pretty decent. And it's really cheap for what you get compared to, you know, a non-souvenir version of this skin. Then to the MP7, we have the first whiteout skin, as we also have a lot of whiteout skins actually in the game, also for the P250 and so on. We have okay, not many, but we have a few of them. But the MP7 is whiteout, is the only white MP7 I could find, and also it's actually the cheapest of the whiteout skins. So that's the reason why I chose to still, you know, include it in this video, because whiteout skins is quite expensive, I would say, in minimal wear condition, and in factory new they are extremely expensive, like really expensive, because they're float capped at 0.06, so they're really rare in the factory new condition. But this one in field test condition would be $9.55, so quite expensive for MP7, but for what you get, I mean, it's not too bad. It will of course be a little bit scratchy on the coloring on the skin, as yeah, a factory new one will be the cleanest to get, but that's really expensive. But whiteout skins, one of the best options for white inventory, and are the like cleanest white skins you could get in the game. Then to the PP Bison, another skin I really like because of the price as well, because this one is the PP Bison Facility Sketch, and in factory new condition you only have to pay 2 cents for this one, so really cheap and looks so great. I really like this one. It goes really well, you know, being almost completely white, only have some dark blue on the back, which you don't really like look at that much. Yeah, it looks really well, and it's only 2 cents. Then to the last is SMG, which is the MP5. We don't have any white MP5s in the game at the moment, as I could find, at least. Let me know down below if you know a white MP5. I couldn't find any, but this one is the best I could do. So it is of course a blue MP5 skin with some yellow to it, but it still have some white on it, some white. It looks like white painting on the body of it, and also like on the upper part, on the suppressor, and that, so it does have some white to it, but of course mainly blue, but it's the best option. I couldn't find any better options. At least it's pretty cheap, I would say, at 55 cents in minimal wear condition. Then for the XM, I think we also used this one in the black themed inventory video, but it's the best one for both black and white. And at some point I have thought about making a black and white inventory, as some people actually recommended that, and I actually some people are actually building, you know, black and white themed inventory, because a lot of skins is both black and white. So there might be some duplicates of skins in that video, but for now, for the white themed inventory as well, grab a XM 1014, or also, yeah, as it called, the auto shotgun, black tie, because it's the best option, man. And in minimal wear condition, this one is 70 cents, so pretty cheap for what you get. I really like this one. It looks really clean. And then for the Max 7, I actually at the beginning I didn't think I would, you know, include a Max 7 skin, because we don't have any white Max 7 skins. And I thought about using the Swag 7 here, but I wanted to do this, or use this for the gray themed inventory I'm going to do next week. But I thought, why not just include it? It is the best we can do, and the best you can find that's similar to white, as it is being mainly gray. Some of the texture on it actually have some white outlines, making it alright. And I will probably still use it for the gray themed inventory, as it is the best option there. But you also have this one for the white themed inventory, because it is the best we can do, or you can find, for something similar to white, or as close to white as possible. And this one in field test condition is 25 cents, so it's also really cheap, in a pretty decent condition. So grab this one if you want something as close to white as possible for Max 7. Now to the sort of, I don't really like these I don't even know what to call it, like type of skins that have some like mixed colors, like looking a little bit like, it just looks like the colors have been thrown at each other, you know. But it's a lot of white and some green to it, and mainly being white and green, it fits pretty decent with the gloves, to be honest. It looks better in game than I thought it would. But it is called the sort of Sage Spray, and in field test condition this one is 50 cents, so it's pretty cheap as well. And then to the last skin of the video, or so to say, to the last skin for the shotguns, we have the Nova Polar Mesh, which is again one of the cheapest skin in this video, being at 1 cent. It's like 0.07 RMB on buff, which is equal to 1 cent. So grab this one on Steam Market if you want to, for 3 cents. And yeah, you have yourself a Nova for your white themed inventory. This one is of course black and white, but it's the best you can do for white Nova when you're on a budget. And again, you know, the gloves have those black dots anyway, so it goes really well with the gloves. Of the video was just of course the M249 and the Negev. You always ended up with those two. For the M249 we have the contrast spray, a little bit similar to the sort of we just looked at, with like the colors, or like the type of skin, I would say. This one of course doesn't have any gray or green to it, but gray and white. Looks really nice, to be honest. Also reminds me a bit of the auto sniper I showed you, the G3 ST1. Such a bad name to pronounce, but yeah, the T-side auto sniper. But this one in field tested condition is 55 cents. Then for the Negev we have the Negev prototype, which is the best option you have. Not that much white to it, but of course the main part of the gun, or the body, is white, so that's pretty nice. The rest of the skin is just black. But I don't think we don't have any other skins that even like have like just a decent amount of white to it. This is the best one you can grab, but in minimal wear condition this one is 10 cents, so at least it's really cheap.